So is it visible?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So let's have a quick introduction round of what is Frappe Cloud. So we know like majority of other partners, so we know the pain of managing ERP next site, like setting up the ERP next first. Before that, you have to set up your servers, then you have to set up the bench, then applications. This is the one kind of headache. And another thing is once this setup is done, you have to maintain that setup. Like you have to do version upgrades, you have to maintain your server security in terms of multiple things like updating OS level patches, maintaining firewall, and the stuff. To so all these operations, the OS options are not easy to do. You need dedicated resources for them. And again, the resources they're running these operations on command line is one of the tedious tasks or most tedious tasks. So to answer all these issues, Frappe came with the Frappe Cloud, whether we provide hosting service for all Frappe framework based applications. And those are hosted on well-known cloud providers like AWS and OCI. So with this, you will get the expertise to managing your cloud or when you come to the Frappe Cloud. So all these operations I mentioned, the DevOps related operations like setting up the server, managing those servers, setting up the applications, that all comes under the one hood, and you just have to you get a very beautiful UI for that to manage all these operations. And by clicking on the buttons and just clicks, you're able to perform all these operations in a bit. So currently as a Frappe Cloud, we provide hosting on this 10 plus regions over the globe. And based on the requirement of the customers, we are setting up the new ones also. So currently we are in Mumbai, London, Frankfurt, then USA, Jeddah, Zurich, Bahrain, UAE, Singapore, Cape Town. Also, we are having plan to set up a new in Australian region. So based on the traction and the demand, we are setting up the new data centers, or we are approaching to the new service providers in terms of cloud if particular region is not available on AWS or OCI. So what you will get with the Frappe Cloud? So as I said earlier, you will get a support for all the first party apps. So first party apps mean designed and developed by the Frappe, like Frappe framework, ERP Next, Frappe HR, LMS, CSM, all those applications that are designed and developed by Frappe technologies. You will get support for all those applications. It also boosts your productivity. So performing operations on command line is time consuming and tedious. You have nice UI tools for that, and that resolves all your hectic job. And then the security, Frappe is 27 ISO 27001 certified. So whatever data is going in and out of Frappe Cloud is handled very securely. Also, we do so as it suggests, like when 27001 comes, you get all info, all security specs implemented, like patching of the OS level security bugs, or maybe firewall or network communications. All those things are managed, and you don't have to worry about it. Basically, it comes as a part of a package. Scalability, you can spawn up your own servers, or based on the resource requirement, you can scale up resources at any moment, and that operations are very smooth. And then the reliability. So as a Frappe Cloud, we claim like 99.9% uptime. And also we do maintain at our level the replicas, offset backups. So by any chance, if there is any hardware failure, your data is safe and it's restorable at any time. So these are the basic advantages when you go with the Frappe Cloud. So let's understand what is there under the hood for architecture. So this is a simplified architecture. Actually, in depth, it's quite complex and complicated because we have more than 500 plus servers running. But this is a simple architecture. Like there is one proxy server that handles all the traffic that is coming into the Frappe Cloud. Then there are some servers for to host application and your databases. and to monitor whether the application is running fine or there are any issues with the servers or the applications. We have monitoring server, log servers. Those are constantly collecting log from all the servers and updating the Frappe Cloud team about this. Okay, the particular server is down, there is an incident, and then teams can work on that to resolve the issues. So this is the basic architecture structure. Like there are the differentiated proxy that holds all the public traffic. Then on the private network, you have your database servers and application servers. And around that, you have some monitoring systems that helps you to analyze your usage, or if there are any performance issues, we be able to figure out those with using the systems. So this is overall what is Frappe Cloud and why you should go to Frappe Cloud. So now let's directly move to the today's topic, like how you can move your sites to Frappe Cloud. So there will be two scenarios mainly that we are going to cover today. So first one is like migrate your site or host your site on Frappe Cloud with or without customizations. Like I use term here cosmetic customizations. So basically cosmetic customizations are generally customizations that we do with the custom phase, custom scripts or server scripts. So if you have just that kind of customizations, those are handled via server script, custom scripts, and client scripts. Or it's a plain vanilla implementation, like there is no customization at all and just said, but it's hosted on some other third-party platform and you want to move to Fabric Cloud. So we'll take that example. And then in second example, we try to cover scenario where there are some core customizations, like you have touched four tables, four doc types by adding new fields, or maybe you have added some code to core files like salesinvoice.py or sales or delivery node.py, something like that. So how you can identify those customizations and then how you can move those to custom app to deployment to Frappe Cloud. So first I will showcase the basic migration, like how you can move your site to Frappe Cloud. So just let me go to the Frappe Cloud dashboard. Okay, so I'm in presentation. I have to log out from that. So this is the Frappe Cloud dashboard. So under site section, you can create a new site, the new dashboard, new site. Select the applications that you want. So I'm selecting only Next and Frappe framework as an application. And by default, when you create a new site, you have these three versions available. Nightly is basically develop branch, version 14 and version 15. So I'm creating site for version 14. And then let me select region as Mumbai. Then let me go to the plan. Move to Frappe Cloud site one. Okay. So this is how I can create a new site. So by the time it creates a new site, let me go to the it will take a couple of minutes to complete the job. You can see what actions are going there. Yeah, so our site is ready. It's on version 14. Site. Site is up. So this is a empty site basically. So if you try to log in, it's an empty site. The next step, once the site is created, you have to restore a data to it. So in this scenario, we are considering like we have some site hosted on any other platform like DigitalOcean, Hetzner, Scaleway, AWS, anywhere, and you want to move site from there to Frappe Cloud. So under the actions, you will able to see two options: restore site from backup, and another option is restore site from existing site. So restore site from backups means you will have backup files ready with you. Like it will ask for the 4 backup files. One is a database backup, public files backup, private files backup, and site configurations. So you can upload it from here. So I have some site on my local, and I will try to upload backup from that site. This is the latest one. So I will pick this up. So it's a pretty small backup. So this one public file backup. I will check this public files, then private files, and then site config.json. And once you have selected all these files, you can click on the restore. You can hit the restore button to restore this backup. So basically, it will upload all files to the S3 bucket, and then from there, it will download it on this particular server on which your site exists. In the backend, it will run all the commands required to that restoration. So this is the one approach in which you have all backup files readily available with you, but it's not always possible that you have all these files with you, or sometimes the files are large enough to download multiple times or a local network. Like we have seen some cases where backup files are more than 50 GB or something like that. So for that particular case, there is another option available, that is restore from existing site. So this form will ask you site for URL for existing sites. So if we want to check, I have one site with me. Then it will ask me the system manager password or the user who will having access to the backups. Then password for that particular account. And then you have to hit the get backups button. So basically it will log into the site on the fly and with the username password you have provided, and then it will check the backup, like what are the latest available backups are there. And it pulls the latest one from the available backup list. So when you will click the restore button, it will connect to your server. It will download all the backups over HTTP protocol, and then it will restore all those zip files to the site. So as a user, you can see the backups on your site. If you want to see backups, you can use the search bar. Open download backup. So here you will get all the list of all existing backups. From here, you can request your existing site to give the backups with files. So basically, it will trigger a background job that will take the backup of your all files like database, private file, public files, and site configuration. and then it will send a downloadable link to you over the email. So either means you can use both the ways, like you can directly define site name and Frappe Cloud will do all the activities to pull the backups and things, or you can download backup files by your own and then upload it while setting up the site. So if we check the jobs, it says so initially when we have created a site, it's with the empty database, and if you now check, we will be having some data with us, like item list, that we have one item. So basically restoration works correctly. So these are the two way, like when these are the two ways you can use when you have either vanilla implementation of your Next on your servers, or you have some basic customizations like added a server script, client script, or custom doctor, something like that. So anyone having issues in this flow? Also, there are some cases where backup restoration fails, like you have backup of considering 60 GB, 70 GB, or something like that. Sometimes the upload fails, or at the time of restoration, it fails due to the high data. So in such cases, you can always contact us on the support for the help, and our DevOps team will help you for the restoration. So if this thing is clear, let's move to the next use case, whether we have customizations on our core, and then we have to first move out those customization to a custom app, and then from there, how to deploy things to a Frappe Cloud. So shall I move forward? I think
Yes,
it's good. So till now we have covered this part. The next part is migrating site having core customization. So there are three basic things that we have to do in such case. First, we have to identify the customizations, like what customizations that we have done in the core. Then once we have identified these customizations, we have to move these customizations to a custom app and then push it to the GitHub. And then from there, deploy the custom app to the bench or the sites. So for that matter, I am taking an example for on my local system. So I have local setup for version 14. Close all the unnecessary tabs. Yeah. So this is the site that I have on my local. So on this site, I have done customizations in code. So let me show you this. So I have added. Okay, come on. So I have added a custom field on item master called as group description. So basically it will just fetch description from item group and set it on the item master. So also for that thing, I have added a add fetch rule under item.js file in core. So this is the line that I have added item group. It fetches description from item group and set group description field. Similarly, I have added a field inside sales order item. Again, the same thing, group description, text editor. But for this, I have wrote code inside the Python to fetch the description at runtime and set it. And there will be one more field Under delivery node item, I have just named it as tracker. So basically it will just track item row. And also there will be a custom code for this under delivery node.py. So this is this. Yeah. So as I discussed, there is a customization under item.js. Then there is a custom method set item group description under sales order.py. And then there is another custom method under delivery node.py to set item tracker. So let's create one item and check how the things are working. I'm adding a test description here. Saving this, now creating a new item. So add fetch is working. Now let's create a one customer. First main. So if we check description, there is only description, but there is no group description for this. And so as we have added the code on validate method here, while saving the doc type, this may code will get executed. Set item group description. And under item group description, we are just looping to the item text and checking if group description is not there. We are fetching it from the item group table. Description. Yeah, this is there. So all these customizations that we have till now checked, we have done it under core files. Like we have edited core files, and also I have committed some of these changes. So let's start with the first part, like how to identify the customers. So it is easier for me, like I have just added a couple of custom fields, couple of fields on core forms, and then there are single line of code changes. But in the production or when you implement something for your customer, it's not that much simple. There are too many files that we have to change or something like that scenarios where the code changes are heavier, or we have to add we have ended up adding multiple fields to the core forms and something. So let's identify what we have updated to Git. So let me go to my this stop this, not required. Yeah. So I'm checking latest one. So yeah, I'm on ERP Next 14.16 7.2. Let me go to the ERP Next tab. So first thing we can check, like if the changes are non-committed, and then we can just directly to like git diff, and it will gives us all the information like, okay, what are the uncommitted changes, and you can then move it to the custom app. But if the changes are committed, like this only showing delivery note related changes, like we have added tracker field on delivery note, and then we have added a method to populate that tracker field. But it's not showing any changes related to like field that we have added to the item master or sales, or the code that we have updated in item.js or sales order.py. It's not showing anything. And again, as I said, like when it's customization related part, in production, it's much complex than this use case. So to identify such differences, like what are their differences in code, we can check using the tag. So first you have to set up upstream URL or any name you can give it to that. A remote to Frappe ERP next. So currently I have set upstream to Frappe's repository. We can do that. So I have set upstream to the Frappe ERP next repository, and I'm fetching, like basically referring to all the branches that are available on the upstream. So once this configuration is done, you have to fetch all the things upstream. So it will fetch all the available tags. So my local is up to date, so it doesn't fetch anything. But otherwise, it will fetch all the tags that are available on the upstream. And then using those download tags, you can see the difference. So basically, I'm checking the difference between the branch, like upstream version 14 and current my head is pointing to some different branch. So yeah, now it will show me all the changes that I have committed, but those are not there on the upstream or not there on the Frappe app next repository for version 14. So like these are all the changes that basically we have updated in the core, and now we have to move them to the custom application. MTF is for move to Frappe Cloud. Okay, so I'm just setting up a new custom app, and then one by one, we will move all these customizations to the custom app, and then we'll see how we'll able to deploy the site. Yeah, so our app is ready. Let me check whether it's showing under the. Yeah, it's here, MTF. So first, let's go to the doc type, and now on this tab. So this is basically doc type tab where we have added the custom fields, and now let's go to the custom field form. Close to wrong tab. So let's create custom fields for against all the core fields that we added. Label will be group description. Insert after existing group description. Text editor. Let's save. So here we can see the system has added it as custom underscore group underscore description instead of just group description. Because already system has a core field with the name group description, and we are on top of that we are adding a custom field. So framework takes care of the things like it should not ended up with the integrity issue like name already exists or something like that. So system name custom field. If there is any matching core field, system just name it as a custom underscore field name. Then we have to add changes to sales order dot item. Text editor. Now third field on delivery nodes. Set it up it only. So now we have custom fields again, all the core changes. One more thing we have to do, like we have to add fetch on this. Okay, we'll set it later. So basically, for this particular fetch from thing, we have updated the item.json file here. So under the item.json, we have added a custom code for add fetch things from item group description and map it again group description. So we can remove now this line. Now the next thing is removing this method. So for that, we will extend app events from the custom app hooks.py. So hooks.py gives you ability to extend all events or files or include custom files to your existing app connect. So there are different sections that holds different value, like particular how you can import custom CSS JS for your website. Then if you want to create, if you have any custom Jinja templates against the methods, then there are events like app installation, like when we install app on the particular site, what actions should get executed, or when we uninstall particular app, what steps should be performed, those things. Then if you can handle permissions from here to like custom permissions and things. if you want to override whole class, like you don't want existing functionality and you want to override it, you can override existing classes, or you can extend existing doc time. So in our case, we will not override the class, as we have just a single method to set up the description and tracker ID. So we'll use this document event thing. So inside document event, I will add event for things order doc type. Then the method, so validate, and then actual path. So let's create one file here. One file. Custom event handler. Should file. So we can extend n number of events for particular document. Or if we have multiple methods that we want to run on validate, we can provide list of methods here. Consider at the moment we have only one, but if we have multiple custom methods on validate, then we can add list here. It passes two parameter internally. One is a doc and another one is a method. So method is which method it's calling, and then the doc, like object of the document, sales order item, whatsoever it is. So as the new field name is custom underscore group description, we have to update that in our code. So this will be the two methods that we have added here. So now we can delete these methods from core files. So till now we have covered the part, like we have moved our code from core files to custom app, and we have moved out core fields that we added to via custom fields. But custom fields that we have created are currently inside only that site. It's not yet exported to anywhere so that we can move it or shift it to the another site on the production site. So to do that, we can use the fixtures. So before that, let me install this newly created app to the site. Sorry, there was a network issue. So can where I left last can Ankita or other depend like till at what portion I got dropped out of the meeting? Can anybody tell me? I was on like how to export the fixtures.
Yeah,
So
you can start with that only. I think we lost you at around that time.
okay, cool. Fine. So under hooks.py, we can define fixtures. This is done. Yes. So you can define fixtures like this, the key under hooks.py fixtures, and then the doc type of that data you want to export. So basically, we just want to export the custom fields. So I have added this here, fixtures, and then custom field. So let's try to export this. There is a command, export fixtures. This will create a new directory under your custom app, and the doc type that you have chosen, it will create a JSON file for that, like custom fields.json, and it will have all the JSON structure for the fields. So it's showing like, okay, I have exported fixtures to the MTF app and then with no filters. So let's check what is there inside the fixtures. So here is the fixtures directory, custom field JSON, and then it have all the fields that there on the custom field of. So I have some 8 to 9 custom fields, and all these are the older ones that basically we are not sure whether we want them or not. We just basically want these 3 custom fields. So export fixtures allows us to add filters here too. So we can filter it based on any of this property, like which module or which doc type of based on field type or by name directly names, we can filter the things. So let's see how we can do that. This content snippet. So here I am defining the fields that basically I want to export to the custom app. And then here is the syntax, like it's a structure like list of dictionary. Under that we define which doc type we have to export. And then we are applying filters that like, so currently I'm filtering based on the name. So I'm passing this like name in this particular list. Let me save this. And then again, let's run the export fixtures. And now the system only has exported for this chosen fields. Let's see whether it's working. Should work. So we have only this delivery note item, custom tracker. Then item group description. And on sales order item, it's custom group description. So yeah, there are only these 3 fields now that we have exported. So till now we have created a custom app. So now let's commit all the changes. Let's see git diff, git status. It will not do git diff. Git is not at initialize. No. So we have these 2 untracked files, and this is one tracked file hooks.py. So let's add this. We have commented this out. Now let's create a Git repository. My screen is visible, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Repository. Let's create as a private repository. 132 create repository. Let me add this repository and then push. Push all my changes to the custom app. So now let's go to the Frappe Cloud and let's see how we can deploy these things there. So I'm now on the Frappe Cloud dashboard. So one thing, like to host custom apps, you need private benches. You will only able to add custom apps to the private bench. So on Frappe Cloud, there is concept of private bench and public bench. So if you don't have any customizations or as we said, like vanilla implementation or cosmetic changes, in those cases, you don't need your private apps to be have or private benches to be have. And then in that case, you can directly sign up with the public benches where you will get just a site. On private benches, you have the facility to manage your customizations through the custom app. So first, we have to create the bench here. So we create the new bench. I think I'm on version 14, so let's start with that. I want to invite there. Check the branch quickly. So by default, when you create the bench, it comes with the only Frappe framework, and then you have the choice, like which applications to deploy. So with the app, with the Frappe framework, we will need the ERP next app. Let's add that. And now our custom app MTF is not here. If we search it, it will not, you will not able to find it. So we have to add it from the GitHub. So let me go here, add it from GitHub. So if there's a public repo, you just have to define the repository path, GitHub slash whatever organization it is, and then the repository name. And for the, if you have the repository as a private, then you have to authenticate with the GitHub app, press GitHub app. That will basically ask you the read permission on that private repository so that it will able to clone that app to the bench. So I have already given permission to my organization, but here there is no app MTF. So we have to, we need to add it from the GitHub. So let me go to the organization again. Add from GitHub. Okay, it will ask me the security code. No, I'm inside my, so I can select repositories on what I have to give the access. Now it's available. Let's select the branch. Once it's selected, it will check whether the particular app is compatible with the Frappe framework or not. If it's not, it shows the error like what are the things missing on the app. If it's compatible, we can go ahead with that thing. Then add app. So now we have all these apps like Frappe ERP next are from the Frappe's repository. And then this is the custom app MTF that we will be using to handle our customizations. Let's deploy this. Till yet we have just created template. Now we actually creating the bench against that template. So here it will clone all the selected versions for the apps and it will create a new bench. It will take a minute or two. Okay, so bench has been deployed with the custom apps. So here we can see the apps that we are using currently. All these apps are on their latest version, so there is nothing to new. Now again, we have to create a new site under this bench. So when we have created site last time, it has asked us to choose the apps and things. Now it will just show apps from the private bench that we have just created. Otherwise, it will on public benches, it will show all the available public applications there. Also, our bench is on Mumbai region. We can select only this region. And then the subdomain. So MTF site 2. Site. So as we have exported our fixtures, we will have all the custom fields available on this site. So the fixtures that we have take for custom fields, basically, whenever we run a command like bench site name migrate, each and every time system syncs all the properties from the fixture. So if you have fixtures for multiple like custom permission something or custom fields, custom scripts, each time when we run migrate command, it syncs from that directory to the site. So consider like if you had downloaded fixtures for server scripts and then on the migrate it will get installed to your site, and then on production if you have changed anything to that script in the next migration it will get overridden by whatever there is inside the fixtures.json file. So there is a that particular drawback or con we can say fixtures have. So if you have the fixtures directory inside it will get override. So to avoid that, like if you want this movement or migration only for the one time and next from the next time you want flexibility to edit things on the production or whatever environment it is. So instead of keeping those files inside the fixtures, you can simply just remove them so that at the time of migration, it will not get overridden. Or we can use other events like after app installation. So just remove the fixtures directory and then move that JSON file somewhere other by creating a new directory like your app/data, and then there you can store these files. And whenever you install app for the first time on any site, and that using after install event or before install events, you will able to manage these migrations too. So yes, the site is there now. We have a site. Let's check custom field. Yeah, we have this custom item group description, delivery note, custom tracker, and then say on sales order item again the custom group description. So with the fixtures, we can export the things and then the files that we have there to host the Python code, also the JS code. But here there is one more thing that we have to do. Like previously, our field name is just like group description or track or something. But when we are added those as a custom field, it goes prefix like custom field. So we also need to write a patch to move data from older field to a newer field. And then we also have to drop the unwanted fields from the schema. So let's quickly write one patch here. Just copy it quickly. The pattern is down. So basically, I have just written 3 SQL queries that will set value to new custom fields. And then there is a method called trim tables. So this is a very critical method. So we it's very critical. So basically, this method checks your JSON file, like item.json or any JSON files. And if the field not exist in JSON file, but the field exists in schema, it just uh, drop those fields from the schema. So by this, we also keep schema free. So to avoid issues in future like row size is too large or something like that, whether MySQL, we consume all the MySQL limit to create define a row size. So here we have to define the table length. Okay, we have to add this entry inside patch.txt table to file. That. Let's try by running on local first before pushing it to the cloud. Okay. So it's not interesting. What is that? What should be there?
Can you check in hooks? In the documents? Yeah, I think it's from the. Can you remove the MTF?
Or I miss the location itself. Let me check what is the happiness. It's inside happiness. Okay, so okay. No model name MTF V0. In the V0 do we have minute.py? Yeah. These are the pictures config move to the public. Or it's direct. Not the part of the and just a second. Let me check. Okay. The path is wrong. Maybe this will go. Okay. Still not working. My bad. Yeah, it worked. So basically, there was a path issue, and I'm also adding the method name in that path, so it's not able to pick that thing. So yeah, it's working. So now just quickly add it to the thing.
Could you please show that path once again?
Yeah. So this is the path. Like basically the main app folder. So this is your repository folder. Inside that there is an app folder. This is the module. So basically I have added the 0 under MTF thing. So like MTF version 0, and then the under that file name, move data to new fields.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Yep. Also, there are two things here in the patches.exe as we have touched here. So there are two kind of executions. One that should be happen before schema updated, and another one that patch execution should take place once the schema is updated. So in many times happens like before updating the schema, we have to run some things like clearing some tables or clearing validations on some tables, something like that fields. But majority of times we have to run patches once the schema is updated. Like we have added the new field, and we have to run some logic to populate that field. So there are two tags in patch.txt, before schema update and after schema update, like this. So pre-model sync, and then there is a post-model sync. So all the post-model sync patches will executed once the schema sync has been done. So as we have not defined anything here, so it executes before the schema is updated. So by default, it's pre-schema sync, but we can define based on thing. Because many of you have faced this issue while migrating from major version, like migrating site from 11 to 12 or 12 to 13. Majority of times you face the issue like field you are looking does not exist in the database, and then you have to manually go and run the frappe.reload doc type, and then it syncs the schema, and then again you have to rerun that patch. So to avoid those issues in the migration, this new part has been introduced. So yeah, git add, git commit. So I have pushed this to the repository. Manage bench. Now we have to deploy this fix. So let's go to manage bench. Now it's saying here like updates are available. So basically there is only update available for this particular bench. So let's select this. You can see like what is the difference here. So basically latest commit that we have pushed is this patch. So you can, if there are multiple commits or multiple branches, this dashboard shows you which commit to choose and whatnot. You can, if you want to see what the changes, you can click on this view tab and it will show you what are difference between two versions. So next. So if there are sites on the bench, it asks like, do you also want to migrate the site? Select the site. And there is a flag for this skip scaling patches. So it basically, if there is any exception while executing the patch, it just and skip that patch and move ahead. So site will not remain in the broken state or inactive state. And after the migration complete, once the migration is completed, you can see the log and fix the particular part that is broken. So this will basically again just
Yeah, maybe Saurabh, we should start the Q&A till the time deployment is happening.
Yep.
Yeah, because already 1.5 hours. So just, I think most of the part you have covered, right?
yeah.
Yeah, so we can start Q&A. There is one.
So yeah, if
Yeah.
chat section, should I check?
Yeah, chat and Q&A section you can check and answer quickly.
Okay. There is not one chat section. I think I lost the previous chat
Okay.
as yeah. Can you help me with the question?
Yeah, sure. So there is one question in Q&A, how to terminate a running or upcoming process on Frappe Cloud like migration. They want to terminate, I think. They have scheduled some migration and then they want to terminate it.
Okay, so currently there is no option on front end to terminate the process. Maybe we'll add the one because if the migration schedule, I think there is an option to reschedule the migration or stop the migration. But if the process has been started, then there is no termination for that process.
Yeah, fine. If anyone else have any queries, please put on Q&A section because there is no query, I think. Just checking the chat part. Yeah, fine. So I think there is no more queries. Can we add our own web apps from my AWS? So the next query is, can we add our own web app from my AWS?
Are these apps are Frappe framework based apps?
Praveen Kumar,
Uh,
you can unmute and answer.
Yeah, it's my custom app.
okay, it's a Frappe based, right?
Oh, no, it's not a Frappe. It's Nginx based.
Okay, so currently not. Basically, Aditya is working on that part, whether you can deploy anything with the Frappe Cloud, so kind of open stack thing.
Understood. Okay, we'll coordinate with Aditya.
Aditya, yeah. Can you show how to
How
add
to add
domain?
the domain? Yeah. I think you have shared the documentation link, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Still, I'm facing the problem showing DNS verification failed.
Yeah, so you can raise the ticket now then. If you're facing any problem like after following the documentation, you can simply raise the ticket.
Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank
Can
you.
we not directly apply changes to next and deploy to cloud? Satish, can you elaborate your query more?
Actually, I'm asking that over here in this during the webinar, you created a custom app and you have extended it, the events in books.py, and then you have then forwarded that app to the cloud portion. I'm asking that can we do that the changes in ERP next core and then move it to the Frappe Cloud? Instead of
So
just
basically, you are
instead of
asking like, can you?
instead of creating a custom app and doing the changes or whatever the customizations are required, is it possible to do that changes in ERP next core files and then move it to the working or already working ERP next sites?
So you can do that by going ahead with the forked repository of your Phoenix, like do changes to in core and then maintain your own fork for the
That is
Phoenix. But
okay.
but in that case, the OEM support will get means you will not get the OEM support for ERP issues as the branch is customized.
Okay.
So if you want OEM support for all these first party apps like Frappe, ERPNX, then those apps should be from Frappe repository itself. And again, when you do changes in the core, it also become difficult to manage version upgrades. Like when you want to go from version 15 to 16, definitely you will have to tackle with the large number of merge conflicts there.
Yes, you're right. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
GitLab integration is in progress. It's kind of WIP. It's not yet out, but yeah, in future you will able to use GitLab there with the GitHub.
Okay. Actually, most of the projects, most of the custom apps we have we are using in GitLab only. So that's why we are asking that GitLab.
Yeah, that project is currently under WIP. So yeah, in near future you will able to use GitLab also.
Okay.
Yes, Safwan, go ahead. You raised the hand. Right? Safwan, if you have any query, please go ahead.
So there is a query on chat by Sajid, like, is it possible to restore backup taken from version 10? So yeah, you can create a private bench for version 12 and you can restore your site there. But version 12 and version 13 are kind of now not supported. So there are no bug fixes or security fixes going to those versions. So you can start with that, like just create a version 12 bench and move your site to Frappe Cloud and then just upgrade it to version at least till version 14.
Yeah, so one more query, Saurabh there. How to host custom app on Frappe Cloud that is developed in React.js and Node.js?
Yeah, so there is a documentation for that. I think Hussein has created one YouTube video on that. Let me just check.
Hello,
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm good.
Yeah, Ankit, Saurabh has given a link, YouTube link. You can check that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. So yeah, Saurabh, you are done.
That document will work in case the backend is ERP next as well. These documents will help for that as well.
Sorry.
I'm asking that instead of Node.js, if we are using the ERP next as a backend, so the same document will help for that as well.
Saurabh, can you answer?
No, I didn't get it. So, developing React.js and Node.js.
So
No,
I'm
go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so I'm asking that if we are using ERP Next or the Frappe framework for the backend instead of Node, so the same document that you are going to share the link will work for that.
Yeah. So basically, the link that I have shared for YouTube is basically like how to build a React app on Frappe Cloud and on Frappe Framework and Frappe Cloud is the part.
Could you share the link again? I guess I didn't get the link.
The chat.
So it's in the chat.
I'll share again.
Yeah, sure. Share it to everyone because I guess you have shared for the host and the panelist.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah. Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah, fine. So Saurabh, like, did you complete your?
Yeah, so the basically deployment has been completed. Site is also up.
Yeah.
So we can check the jobs like site full. So migration is successful, and if we want to. So any I think then we are fine. So,
Yeah, fine. So yeah, thank you everyone. So we'll end the session, and yeah, thank you very much for joining, and thank you Saurabh for your time.
apt on version 15 and I'm facing issue while performing the command. App get app custom app. Okay. Shashank, I will check this discuss thread and I will revert you on that. Over discuss.
Okay. Thanks, Saurabh. Yeah, fine. So I think we answered all the queries. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, Saurabh, for your time. We are ending the session, and of course, the recording will be shared with everyone. Okay. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Saurabh.
Yeah, thank you.